Hello friends, myself Amar. Now in the previous video I have explored about the container widget. Okay. In this video I will discuss about scaffold widget. Okay. Now here I have written a short note regarding the scaffold widget and about its properties. Right. So scaffold is a widget which implements the basic material design structure for the Flutter app, and it provides the API for displaying drawer, snack bar, bottom seats, etc. Okay, and this is the constructor of the scaffold where lots of properties are there. I will discuss the properties one by one. Okay, so first of all, what I will do here, I have created a project, and as per the last video name, the name is container demo. Let me change it to scaffold demo. Okay, and it will be scaffold demo as well. And here I have returning material app. Inside the material app as a home, I will use now scaffold widget. Okay, right. Now let me save this. Now after saving this, what I will do, I will discuss the properties one by one. The first property is the app bar. Okay, now this app bar is what? This app bar is displayed at the top of the screen. Okay, now let me include an app bar here. Okay, here I will write app bar, and in the app bar I will use another widget which is called as the app bar widget. Now this app bar widget I will discuss in my upcoming videos. In the app bar widget, what I will do, I will use a property which is called as the title, and in the title I will use a text widget, and here I will write scaffold demo. Okay, scaffold demo. Okay, let me save this, and once I save this, then you can see in the output that a scaffold widget has been created, and this is the top app bar, and the title of the app bar is scaffold demo as I have written here. Okay, this is the first property of the scaffold. Now the second property is the body. Now it is displayed below the app bar and behind the drawer and fab means floating action button. Content of the body by default is displayed at top left. Okay, so here what I will do, I will use another property of scaffold, that is the body. In the body, what I will do, I will use a widget which is called as the container, and in the container I will take a widget, that is the child widget, text, and here I will write body of scaffold. Okay, let me save this. Let me show you the output. Now you can see this is the body of the scaffold, and as the point I have written here, it is displayed below the app bar, so it has been displayed below the app bar, and behind the drawer and fab that I will discuss later on. Content of the body by default is displayed at top left. That's why the content has been displayed at the top left. Okay, so I have discussed another property of scaffold widget, that is body. Right. Now the third property is the floating action button. Floating action button is displayed above body and in bottom right corner. Let me show you. Here I will use floating action button, and here I will write floating action button, and in the floating action button as a child, what I will do, I will use another widget which is called as the icon. This again I will discuss in my upcoming videos, and in the icon I will write icons dot, let it be add. Okay, let me save this and go to the output. You can see here that floating action button has been created, and by default it has been created in the bottom right as I have written here. It is displayed above body and in bottom right corner. Okay, now there is another property which is called as the floating action button location. With this property we can specify the position of the floating action button. Let me show you here what I will do. As let me tell you one more thing, this floating action button is itself a widget which again I will discuss in my upcoming videos. Okay, here I will write floating action button location, and here I will write floating action button location dot, let it be center dot. Let me save this and let me move to the output. Okay, then you can see the position of the floating action button has been shifted to center. Okay, there is another property which is called as the floating action button animator. Okay, and let me write here animator dot scaling. Okay, what is this property? This property is used to animate the floating action button, and this I will discuss when I will discuss about the floating action button. Okay, how to animate the floating action button, that portion I will discuss whenever I will discuss the floating action widget. For the time being, you should know that this floating action button animator will be used to animate the floating action button. Okay, another property is persistent footer buttons. Now it is displayed at the bottom of the scaffold. These buttons will be permanently visible even if the body of the scaffold is scrolled. It is displayed above the bottom navigation bar but below the body. Okay, let me show you what I will do here. I will use this persistent footer button. Now as you can see here, it is taking a widget array. Here I will take two widgets, and here I will take raised button. Again, it is a widget that I will discuss in my upcoming videos. And as a child, I am writing accept, and let me copy this. Let me copy this and let me paste it here. Okay, let me save this. Oh, sorry, let me change the name of this button to reject. Let me save this and let me go to the output. Now you can see here two buttons has been created as accept and reject. Okay, where it has been created, it will be created below the body, but it will be created above the bottom navigation bar. Now whenever I will create the bottom navigation bar, then you will see that this persistent footer button will be above the bottom navigation bar. Okay, and remember one thing, that these buttons will be permanently visible even if you are scrolling the body of the scaffold widget. Okay, now we have another widget which is called another property actually, which is called as the drawer, which is used to display a panel, and to access the drawer we need to swipe it left to right or right to left. Now this navigation drawer I have already discussed in my previous videos, just have a look. Okay, end drawer, this is also used to display the drawer, but it will be displayed, means the drawer will be displayed to the right of the screen. By default, if you are using drawer property, then it will be displayed at the left of the screen, but if you are using end drawer, then it will be displayed at the right of the screen. Okay, and the code of creating the drawer I have discussed in my previous videos. Okay, now next we have bottom navigation bar. This bottom navigation bar is used to display a navigation bar at the bottom of the scaffold. It is rendered below the persistent footer buttons and the body. This bottom navigation bar also I have discussed in my previous video, but let me show you here. Here what I will do, I will use bottom navigation bar here, bottom navigation bar, and here I will use this bottom navigation bar widget. Okay, in the bottom navigation bar widget, it has a property which is called as the item, which is nothing but it will take an array. Okay, inside the array I will take bottom navigation bar item, right? Sorry, bottom navigation bar item. It has a property which is called as icon, and in the icon I am writing icons dot home. Sorry, icons dot home. Okay, and as a title I am taking a text widget, and here I am writing home. This bottom navigation bar also I have discussed in my previous videos. Just have a look. Right now, let me copy this and let me paste it one time and two times. Okay, let me change the caption to, let it be photo, let it be video. Let me change the icon as well, let it be video call, and let it be photo. Okay, let me save this, and you will see the bottom navigation bar has been created: home, photo and video, and this persistent footer button is above the bottom navigation bar. Okay, this is how we can create the bottom navigation bar, right? So this bottom navigation bar property I have discussed. It has another property which is called as resize to avoid bottom insets. By default its value is true. If there, what is the functionality? If there is an on-screen keyboard displayed above the scaffold, the body can be resized to avoid overlapping the keyboard, which prevents the widget inside the body from being hidden by the keyboard. Now this statement is justified enough to understand this point. Okay. Now it has another property which is called as the background color. It sets the background color of the scaffold. Let me show you what I will do. Here I will use background color and I will write colors dot red. Let me save this. Now you go to, sorry, here I have changed the background color of the bottom navigation bar. Actually it should be the background color of the scaffold. Let me save this. Let me go to the output, and you can see the background color of the body has been changed to red. Okay. Now it has another property which is called as the primary. By default its value is true. If true, then the height of the app bar will be extended by the height of the screen's status bar. Okay. Now here what I will do is that primary, let me change its value to false. By default its value is true. Okay, let me change it to false. Okay, let me save this. Let me go to the output, and you can see the height of the app bar is shrinked. Okay, but if I make it true, then what will happen? It will add the height of the status bar as well. Okay, let me make it true. Let me make it again true, which is its default value. Let me save this, and now if I go to the output, then you can see there is something wrong. I have made some mistake here. Let me remove this manually. Let me save this. Synchronization failed. There is something wrong here. Brackets are all into the place. Okay, color. Now again let me change it to, I don't know what is the problem. Let me, not found, import dart.html. Oh, by default this package has been imported by default. Let me remove this, then it should work. Okay, now let me save this. Okay, now it's working, and here's the output. Okay, so I have again made the value of primary as true, and so the height of the app bar has been increased. So you should remember that by default the value of the primary is true, and if it's true, then the height of the app bar will be extended by the height of the screen's status bar. Okay, this is all about the scaffold widget. Okay, I hope you have liked my video. If you have liked my video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. And one more point, this entire note I will give in the description of my video. Thank you so much.